this group, but I'm here tonight representing Hospice Whitby, thanks to the nomination of Kathy, Jacqueline, and Laura. And so it's great to have an opportunity to speak. The other charities here tonight, of course, are amazing. And it's hard because every charity in this region does good work. And every meeting, people in this room have a difficult decision. And I respect that, so I'm just the same. My journey with Hospice Whitby started in early 2018 when the provincial government approved 3 new hospices for Durham region. We didn't have any at the time. 1 in Port Perry, 1 in Clarendon, and 1 in Whitby. So Oak Ridges in Port Perry opened its doors in 2021 spring. I was talking to one of their board members the other day. Since that time, they've had over 700 people go through their hospice.
Wow.
700 people who experienced a good death, which is kind of an interesting expression. Marigold Hospice Services Center will open in the fall of this year, and Hospice Whitby will just broke ground, and so we're going to open in 2026. With me here tonight is Joyce Marshall, who's been beating the hospice drum for 10 years. So she beats many drums, but she's been really beating the hospice drum, and she sits on the board, so it's great that Joyce and I are both a member of this group. Former board chair once said to me, we spent a lot of time focusing on a great birth, a good life, but we're not very good at death. We're not good at it at all, and that's why we need hospice residences. So I'd just like to share a couple of quick stories tonight. I've heard dozens over the years that I've been with hospice. 7 years ago, I knew nothing about it, and now I'm passionate, just like Joyce Marshall. Well, maybe not quite passionate. But anyhow, first there's the story of the young mother of 3, whose own mother was diagnosed palliative. Her mother was in her mid-60s. She didn't want to die at the hospital. So this young woman and her sister decided that they would keep her at home to honor her wishes. There was no hospice available at the time. These daughters became caregivers, nurses, decision makers, and they had to about what was best for their mom. They second guessed themselves when it came to how much medication to give. They worried that maybe they should be taking her to the hospital. They argued, and then they worried that maybe their mom heard them arguing. And these were smart, energetic, well-educated young women, but the toll was too much. After their mom passed away, as she had wanted to, the mother of 3, a friend of mine, spent 2 years in various forms of recovery. She was exhausted physically, mentally, and emotionally. She had to take a long-term leave from work, and now today she's finally found her way back to normalcy. The second story is about my friend Lynn Adams, who's here, and she shared her story at last meeting, and I'm just going to share a little bit of that story again. Lynn's dad was palliative, and he was able to go to Oak Ridges Hospice. And here's Lynn's words. He was welcomed into a sunlit room with space for all of us, family, to gather, to be fed, to be cared for. The staff, the kindest souls imaginable, tended him with such reverence, bathing him gently, dressing him in fresh pajamas. They replaced his hospital bed with a big, comfortable bed, one with room for 2. And in that bed, we experienced the most indescribably precious moments. It was there that we held him, embraced him, whispered our love, and felt the profound beauty of presence. It took the heaviness of loss, and without taking away our grief, wove in something else: peace, joy, and immense gratitude. Hospice in those final days did not teach us how to die, it taught us how to live. So tonight, I hope you will think about what hospice may mean to you and your loved ones in the future, and support Hospice Whitby. We are currently looking for funds for furniture and equipment. And for example, that very cuddle bed that Lynn talked about costs about $20,000. So a donation from this group would go a long way for lots of cuddles in the future. Thank you so very much.